Welcome back to another episode of Harlem Stories. We are on location now. Adam, you want to tell us where we are?
I have no idea where we are.
Okay, so I know where we are. We are at St. Nicholas Park. We are by the handball courts, and they got a really great basketball court too. And even though you can't see this, maybe we can post some photos on the website. But they have these wonderful photo banners that are attached to the fence of this handball court. So we are here, and it's fall. Actually, it's not fall. Is it winter yet?
I think we're still fall officially.
Okay. So this is early December, and it's a beautiful, beautiful morning in that it's not cold and it's not raining and the sun is coming out again.
It's 55 degrees actually.
Okay, that's good. That's a good day. That's a good day. Okay, so here we are, and St. Nicholas Park are one of the parks, the many parks that are here in Harlem. And this one is really nice because it is, I would say, a continuation or a connector between Morningside Park and Jackie Robinson Park.
Yeah. There, I'd say when we're trying to differentiate, between neighborhoods of Central Harlem and the West Harlem neighborhoods, the parks are really that great distinction. And you're going north to south or south to north, either way. But the parks really, kind of help make that distinction because there is a definite topographical identification in separating out these neighborhoods, and it exists throughout almost the entirety of Harlem. So from 110th Street, you have Morningside Park, which goes up to around 123rd, 124th, somewhere in that area. 125th is a major thoroughfare, and then you go up to around 128, and you've got the beginning of St. Nicholas Park, which goes all the way up to 141st. And then you skip over a few blocks, and then you get Jackie Robinson Park starting at 145th. So it's almost more or less a straight continuous line of parks throughout all of Harlem, sans a few blocks.
And then there's more, because if you go beyond Jackie Robinson Park, you're going into Washington Heights, and there's another park.
Yeah. I haven't spent much time in the other park, but up over there, you're talking. That is the distinction of where you're going more into the Washington Heights neighborhood,
Right.
At 155th. So that's really the end of Jackie Robinson Park. I know that the other park north of 155th, that was originally the home of what was at that time the predecessor before Yankee Stadium was built.
Which is the Polo Grounds.
Yeah, the Polo Grounds, and also you're also near the I forgot what they call the basketball courts over there that has spawned many of the NBA stars. Do you remember the Battlegrounds? I think they call it.
Oh, that's right. I'm not sure, but thank you for pointing that out to me. I forgot that, yes. We could call it the Battlegrounds for now, but it's Highbridge Park, right? And then Highbridge Pool, right?
Yeah, as you go further north, but obviously you're going now into Washington Heights. But yeah, so as you go through, all of Harlem and much of the northern Manhattan neighborhoods, is the importance of parks, and that's not all. There's a lot of other parks throughout these uptown neighborhoods. They are very green. There's a lot. I think it's the highest proportion of parks to people and buildings of all of Manhattan is in northern Manhattan.
And I think you mentioned, or you reminded me of something that I think sometimes people might not realize, or maybe people who use the parks often will just live in the neighborhood and go to the closest park. But in Morningside Park, they have mile markers, and they basically tell you you're the first mile, second mile, third mile. Though I believe it goes south versus going north. But my point is if you start at Central Park North, walk to the west, and go up to Morningside Park, right? You can continue to go all the way up northern Upper Manhattan up north, and go from park to park to park. I don't know how many miles that is, but anyway, I'll find that out. It'll be my little side project.
It's not a direct connect, but it's pretty close.
Right.
And that's the cool thing. So yeah, I mean, and the fact that you've got, once you're going west from Central Park, then you have Morningside Park, and then you have Riverside Park, only a handful more blocks over.
That's great. So unfortunately, we're doing I was going to say, unfortunately, we can't show you anything because you're listening to us, but we can put photos up on our website, and then you'll be able to see and imagine sort of where we're at. So right now, we're in a very, very nice sunny afternoon on a Monday, and we're just enjoying the scenery.
Yeah, it's absolutely great. Morningside Park. We're in St. Nicholas Park. St. Nicholas Park is known for a few things. Number one, right now, it has, I think, the second largest dog run in all of Manhattan.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I know, as you pointed out, there is the Great Hill, which is well known, especially for the wintertime, for the toboggan rides.
Yeah, I think it should be called Toboggan Heaven.
Toboggan Heaven, love it, love it. So yeah, I mean, it just kind of highlights the topography of, and why West Harlem is considered the Heights, and we're in Central Harlem. We're at the bottom of the park, and meaning that we're on the Central Harlem end of the park, and we are closer to sea level. Whereas Hamilton Heights, which is part of the other side of this neighborhood, is approximately about somewhere around 100 feet above sea level. So it gives you that difference within the park itself. You actually get a chance to see the height differential between Central Harlem and Hamilton Heights.
So right now, Adam and I what street are we on approximately?
We're around 133rd Street right now.
Okay, so we're going to take a short break. We're going to go to our next spot in St. Nicholas Park. You can hear the fire engine go by, but we will be back. So stay tuned. Welcome back. We've taken a short, or actually a long detour. We were at St. Nicholas Park, and we ended up going south. We took right, and we are now at we took a right turn, and we walked down a couple blocks, and now we're at the corner of Convent Avenue and 128th Street.
Yeah, we're in an interesting intersection over here of multiple different neighborhoods and points of interest. So we're just a few blocks north of 125th Street. We are also just a few blocks north of the brand new Manhattanville Factory District. In any case, though, what's really kind of interesting over here is we can see at this corner over here that you can see the new buildings from the Manhattanville Factory District. You can see some of the new construction over here. If we were to cross the street, we'd be able to see the new 11 Hancock building. But also, we're only a few blocks north or south of City College as well.
So now we're going to go ahead and walk east back to the park, but really important to get, a geographical perspective as best you can on listening to on audio. But anyway, so we're going to walk now east towards the park, and we'll describe what's there. And again, the reason why we took this little detour is because St. Nicholas Park is very close to lots of things, including Morningside Park, and it's a restaurant. It's Maison Harlem, right?
Maison Harlem.
Maison Harlem, which
and
is
you're also right by the A, C, B, and D trains too.
Right, and then there's that great pizza place. That's,
I think it's Dado's.
Yeah, I think it's Dado's Pizza. We'll double check on that, and if there's a correction, we'll put that on our website. But anyway, we're walking back to the park right now, and it's a beautiful day.
It's actually starting to rain right now.
Okay, but so far so good.
I guess we'll see as we go along.
Exactly, we'll see as we go along. So we're getting close. I am feeling little sprinkles, but that's not going to deter us because it's a beautiful park that we're actually going up to right now, which is the top portion of St. Nicholas Park, which goes up the hill, which is what we're going to be doing.
Yeah, and St. Nicholas Park, as we walk through over there, or at least the top of it on St. Nicholas Terrace, we will be climbing a little bit of an elevation, but also on top of that, you also have the City College campus right there.
That's right. And let's see. Up. Okay, we're just looking here to make sure we avoid the traffic and not getting hit.
Well, that's another thing. St. Nicholas Terrace is incredibly lightly trafficked. It doesn't have very many entry points onto it, and it's in only southbound traffic.
Oh, that's good. That's right. So there were no cars going south, but that's okay.
Yeah, once you get north of 130th or so, I think it's access only every 5 blocks, roughly.
Okay, so we're now going uphill, which is kind of fun, I think. It's a really nice slope, not too steep, but it's definitely not a gradual slope.
No, not at all. You'll hear me huffing and puffing a little bit.
Okay, good. What's to our right? It looks like a basketball court.
Yeah, you got a basketball court over here. But remember, we are also climbing the elevations as we go from Manhattan Valley. I'm sorry, not Manhattan Valley. I'm losing all my memory as we go from Manhattanville into Hamilton Heights.
Right. And we are on St. Nicholas Terrace, correct?
Yeah, St. Nicholas Terrace.
Okay. Versus
St. Nicholas Avenue.
St. Nicholas Avenue. Okay, so easy to get confused. St. Nicholas Terrace goes the high road, and St. Nicholas Avenue goes the low road. They're both very, very nice, but we're now on the top portion of St. Nicholas Park.
Now, if you really want to get confused, in Hamilton Heights, on the northern section over there, there's also St. Nicholas Place.
Okay, good. Thank you. All right, I now am confused. I'll have to map it all out.
Well, the interesting part about St. Nicholas Place is that's the start of where the circus magnate of what's his name? James
Bailey.
James Bailey, thank you, of where James Bailey built his mansion. And it is absolutely spectacular. If you haven't seen it, it's one of the rare freestanding single-family mansions in all of Manhattan that remains.
And it is mint, right?
No, it's not. In fact, it was originally for sale right before the 2008 economic collapse for $10 million. It needed tremendous amount of work, but then the collapse happened. And then it went from an asking price of $10 million, and then they dropped it quite considerably. Ultimately, it sold for $1.4 million, all cash deal, and that includes some stained glass windows that were designed by a cousin of Louis Comfort Tiffany, and in the style, since he was a circus magnate, they were in the style of circus animals.
Wow. Okay, so you're saying it's not mint, meaning that there was work that needed to be done?
Yeah, there was a tremendous amount of work to be done, which is, why they were so willing to take concessions on it. It actually needed millions of dollars of work. The owners that bought it have restored at least some of the house, that we can see on the external. The entire turret has been rebuilt and restored to the original specifications.
Okay, so that's St. Nicholas
Place.
Okay, so we are on
at 150th.
At 150th, exactly. So we are on St. Nicholas Terrace, above St. Nicholas Park, which is by St. Nicholas Playground. We're going to hang a little right here so we can kind of take a breather, because now we are on level ground at the top of the hill.
Now, what's important to note across the street from us, this is actually the residences for City College.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I had no idea. AKA dorms, or this professor housing too?
I don't know entirely, but I know it's definitely dorms. There might be professor housing too.
Oh, amazing. Okay, let's walk over here real quick because I want to check out the playground. And it is open. Let's go through. We're going through the gate, and I count two full-size basketball courts. Yeah, and wonderful. I mean, this is like really nice. They got what do they call it? glass rims. This is actually pretty nice, very nice. Newly painted. We got the 3-point line. Let's go over there by the bench. I think, even though it's raining, it's sunny. So
Sun
one
showers.
of those days. It is raining, but slightly, and we've got beautiful sunshine here on top of the hill at St. Nicholas Park, St. Nicholas Playground. Okay, here we go.
Now, actually, from here, you can actually look and see across the street from the basketball courts. I mentioned that there were the City College residences, but one block further north, and you see the brand new twin $500 to $600 million science centers that are part of the City College campus.
Okay, and do you happen to know what's in there?
Other than that, it was a science building. No.
Okay, so I'm going to do a little research. They're beautiful, really beautiful high-rise buildings, very impressive. Again, we are very close to Manhattanville, and Manhattanville is part of a major expansion by Columbia University. They have research centers there. They've got a business school there. They have an art school there, and all of this is kind of converging here in Harlem.
Yeah, and to note those new buildings from City College, it's this gorgeous kind of a light bluish green glass. It kind of stands out, but at the same time, because of all the trees and the parks that surround it, you have to be at the right angle and the right location to actually see it. It kind of just disappears with all the trees.
That's right. It is actually it's got a really nice curve. And it's not too tall. It's not too short, not too tall, just right, I think. And it's got a really nice modern architecture, and I'm sure the views have got to be pretty nice in that building.
Yeah, I mean, we're roughly at an elevation right now of around 100 feet above sea level, which is one of the things that makes City College so awesome. It's also a major evacuation route is the City College buildings, in the case of major hurricane or other major emergencies. So the fact that we are so high up, we don't have to worry about flooding up here.
Okay, good. So we will take a short break, and we'll be right back. We are back, and we are now still in St. Nicholas Park, but we are now at the top of a really nice sort of vista that's actually looking north rather than looking south. And from here, we can see City College. Basically, it's kind of all around us to the west and up actually to the north. We see that's the actual, I call it the Castle building, but one of the Gothic, sort of the most sort of recognizable part of City College is they've got this beautiful Gothic building at the top of the hill.
Yeah, I believe it's called Shepherd Hall, if memory serves correct.
I think you're right, Shepherd Hall. So we're about to go down and then up again, but this is a great vantage point. We're actually watching, it looks like students go down the hill. I don't know if they're college students or high school students, but they are definitely going down the hill, which is a nice walk because it's downhill.
We're so far away, I'm not quite sure, but I think that's actually elementary school students.
Oh, okay. Well, they could be those kids too. Anyway, let's go walk and get closer.
Everyone's a kid at heart, right?
Everyone's a kid at heart. I mean, hey, this is an educational center, to say the least, with all these wonderful, world-class institutions that are all around us.
Yeah. City College was well known for being a top school.
Right, still is, primarily for engineering and science, right?
Yeah, and architecture, they have a distinguished program.
That's right. Oh, and I should also mention, though I actually haven't found it, but there's apparently a really great film and theater program here as well.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, in fact, one of my favorite film directors, Peter Bogdanovich, who's also an actor, he was on the faculty, I believe. At least I remember him one time. I got a chance to hear him speak at a City College Film School commencement speech, which was amazing.
Yeah, and I believe the former Whoa, a little muddy over here. The former chief economist for Street Easy was actually teaching some courses here too.
Wow, that's impressive. So yeah, here we are. I don't think we're going to fight we're going to be like swimming upstream as all these students are walking down the hill. So we'll give them some time. We're going to actually stand at the top of the hill. Oh, we are at the top of Toboggan Heaven. Yeah, you can see because there's 135th Street down there.
Yep.
And yeah, you can see some kid running down the hill, and he's got his buddy behind him. They know the fastest way down the hill. We just straight down the hill, and even faster than that is when there's snow on this hill, and you've got either a toboggan or a snow saucer.
Yeah, as it stands right now, if I was one of those kids, I'd be sliding down face first.
That's right. Or if you were trying to run down that hill and you fell down, you would be doing end over end over end over end over end and rolling down kind of like
And we're rolling.
Exactly. So it's like one of these times I'm going to try. I don't know if you can do it. I think it might be possible. You ever see on like a cartoon show, you got a tiny little snowball that you roll it bigger. This is where, if it can be done, this is where it can be done.
Yeah, absolutely, without a doubt.
Okay, Adam, do you want to say anything about St. Nicholas Park while we're up here?
Just that it's a lovely park. It's beautiful. Just so many of the residents really take advantage of all the activity over here, and the fact that it's got this massive dog group of dog owners that have the dog park up here. But it's just great to get so much greenery and fresh air up here. It just kind of defies what most people think about when they think about Harlem.
So I have a quick question for you. So are we basically at the top of St. Nicholas Park, but we're in Hamilton Heights now?
Well, actually, we're probably a couple hundred feet south of it, because we're on the south side of 135th. But yeah, up on at the very top of the park, which we strolled down a little bit. That is Hamilton Heights at 135th.
At 135th. Okay, good. So we're just south of that. Now, I bring that up only because what we're looking down at right now, this beautiful view to the east, is Central Harlem.
Right, exactly. So, and you've got the BNC train actually almost directly below us and at the bottom of the park at 135th, but that is Central Harlem. And if I go in the opposite direction, if we go west, we'll be in Hamilton Heights.
And I also want to point out, this is something that I haven't seen except right now into this vantage point. I mean, granted, there's a big hill you have to go up, but it's not far away up this hill from Central Harlem up to Hamilton Heights if you take from 135th. In fact, the subway station is down there. It's actually, it might be a bit of a hill climb, but it's just a hill climb. And from there, you basically have access to both Central Harlem and Hamilton Heights from 135th.
Yeah, and I would estimate maybe roughly 3 blocks, is the width of the park.
Yeah.
I mean, so the bulk of the let's call it the pain is walking up the hill.
Yeah.
That's where you kind of feel the distance. It's not because of the distance, but because of the gradient.
Now, if they don't want to go straight up the hill, they can go up St. Nicholas Avenue to.
Yeah, if you go to St. Nicholas Avenue into the upper 140s, it sort of flattens out for a little while.
Yeah, it's still a bit of a walk up the hill, but anyway, the point is that there's a really great access point via right through St. Nicholas Park to Hamilton Heights, West Harlem. All right, so I guess that's it for this time. Thank you for joining us, and we'll be back soon with another episode of Harlem Stories.